Hello and welcome back. So, today we are starting a new weekly series in which I'll start to share with you some ideas, some thoughts, some principles that I have learned that will help you really shift where you are financially, get to the place where you level up, where you are able to increase your income, multiply your wealth, make an impact with your money. And so, this weekly series that I am going to be sharing with you all, started today, is what does the Bible say about money? So, there are so many things that when if you are a believer, if you're a follower of Christ, when you go to church, there's so many things that your pastor teaches about. He may teach about faith, he may teach about belief, he may teach about um, just other principles and ideas from the scriptures. But when it comes to money, that is always one of the topics that seems to be taboo and seems to be a topic that is not fully addressed for the believer so that we can go on and increase our income and be kingdom financiers and make an impact in the world. And I share with you all, and I'm going to share, continue to share it with you all, that I teach my kids all the time is that we're here to change the world for good and for God. And so, if we were sent here, we crossed this plane for a reason. There is a purpose for why we're here. It is not just to um what's the movie Eat, Pray, Live. I don't know, something something along those lines. We're not here only to live, barely enjoy our existence, and then cross back into the other plane, right? That's not why we were sent here. That is not why we are here for such a time as this, right? We're here because there is something that was put into us that we are here to deposit in the earth. And hopefully, in the full number of your days while you are here, you find out what that is and you live your life serving and giving that back to the world so that you can leave the world better than you found it, and that the generations that are coming behind and coming after you will understand the legacy and the impact of your life in this earth. You heal 7 generations forward, you heal 7 generations back. And so today we are going to start with Luke 6 and 38. That is Luke 6 and 38. And if you have your page turn a finger, you can turn to that real quick while I deep dive. What does the Bible say about money? This is week 1. And so let me make sure I write that down for myself. It says, "Give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, and shaken together, and running over, shall men give into your bosom. For with the same measure that you meet withal, it should be measured to you again." So let's break down a few words in this particular passage so that we can get the full understanding, meaning, context of what is being shared with us here. And so, measure to the degree, extent that we exchange. And money is an energetic exchange. And when I say energetic exchange, I don't want you to start to think uh, new agey energy exchange, but those are concepts and principles that were already outlined in the word for us that others have taken and manipulated or used. Um, and others seem to think that it comes from that sphere or world when we think about the energetic exchange that is mentioned in this scripture with to the same degree or extent that you give it out will be to the same degree, extent, and measure that is coming back to you. In other words, how you give it will be how you receive it, right? How you give it out will be how you get it back. How you give it out will be how you get it back. So I want you to think about this movie. I think it might have been from the 80s. If not, it might have been early 90s. It was Little Shop of Horrors. And Little Shop of Horrors, there was this Venus fly trap. And one of the scenes I remember most is when he kept saying, "Feed me, Seymour." And so he wanted Seymour to continue to give him blood, and he was never satisfied. And that is the same thing that happens with people in life, and definitely happens with people as it relates to their money. When we never decide how much is enough to live the life we truly desire to live, when we're constantly in this cycle of trauma and drama with our money, we never get to the place that we can excel, we can thrive, we can grow, we can get to the place that we can make an impact financially, because we're just constantly in this never ending cycle of it not being enough. Feed me more, I need more, I need more. And then our lifestyle begins to creep up as as our income begins to increase. And we never think about making an impact further than our day to day living. You know, I remember my pastor used to say, "Us four no more." All we thought about was our money, taking care of our immediate situation, our immediate families, but not how we are meant to make a greater impact with it. And so, if you have crossed this plane, which if you're watching this video, you have, you are here to make an impact financially, and your life is meant to impact others. Heal seven generations forward, heal seven generations back. So when our financial affairs are in order, or we have this Uncle Scrooge mentality around money, all for me, none for you. How do I keep more and more? Our finances are supposed to be in circulation. As we circulate money, it comes back to us multiplied. And as you start to reframe and reshape your mindset around the value exchange, the energetic exchange, then you begin to rewrite your money story. Then you get to the place where you can thrive and grow and you can help others. Then you can get to the place where you truly see money as a gift and not as a burden, or when an unexpected expense arises, you don't tense up and you don't feel stressed and strained because you think more is not coming back to you. So if you have your, I just dropped my pen. If you have your Plan to Prosper Money Management and Planning Journal, I want you to take it out and I want you to write. And if you don't have it, before I tell you what I want you to do, I will leave the link in the description for you to get your copy, because we will be utilizing this resource this year as we go through this series. Um, I want you to think about the question that I have for you today. What are your biggest fears around money? That's the question for today. What are your biggest fears around money? You know, if you can't expect to pay late but want to be paid on time. You can't expect to hoard your money but expect that more and more is going to come to you, right? There has to be, like in the Lion King, the circle of life, there has to be a cycle of how we are exchanging our money. If those scales are unbalanced, they will find a way to correct themselves. And always, most times, especially if you are in the thought of scarcity and not in the thought of abundance, when the scales correct themselves and they balance, it's not in your favor. So we want to get to the place where we are truly thriving financially. We want to get to the place where that we are making a greater impact. As I like to tell my children all the time, we are here to change the world for good and for God. And how can you do that if you're constantly bogged down with money? If you're constantly bogged down and burdened with just financial pressure, financial stress, just not really having a clear thought of where you are, where you truly desire to be, and getting to the place where you create your plan of action to really help you navigate your way and overcome your financial seasons, because all of us will experience financial highs, we will experience financial lows, we will be in the summer financially, there will come a drought in a winter time, but how you navigate those seasons really depends on your heart motive, how you choose to give and receive and exchange money, how you rewrite your story, how you rewire your brain, your mind, you shift your mindset around money from just not being something that you have to have, but something that you get to give, right? The same measure that we meet, the same degree to the same extent that we share and we give it to others will be the same way it comes back to us. You can't be afraid to sow it. You can't be afraid to give it. You can't be afraid to exchange it and think that that won't be the way that it comes back to you with fear and anxiety and stress, fear, anxiety, and stress. Those are words we want to do away with this year when we think about our financial lives, where we are financially, where we desire to get to financially. We're going to rewire our mindset. We're going to rewire our brains. We're going to start to transform our mindsets around finances, financial abundance. We're going to stop looking through the lens of lack and limitation, and we're going to start to look through the lens of abundance and increase. Because if you look outside, I can guarantee you can't count every cloud in the sky, right? If you're in a place where the leaves are on the trees, I can guarantee you can't count all of the leaves on the tree, right? You can't count every blade of grass, right? It's numerous. It's there's so much around you, so much abundance that you wouldn't be able to count it if you try. You can't count every grain of sand. You can't count every rock on the ocean plain or floor. There's just so much abundance around us, but we have been conditioned to look again through the lens that we don't see all that is meant for us to enjoy and to have and to share and exchange with others, so that we can continue to live a more fulfilling, rewarding, abundant life. So I want you to answer that question in your Plan to Prosper Money Management and Planning Journal. What are your biggest fears around money? Because we're going to work to shift and transform that this year so that we can really get to the place where we elevate our mindset, we increase our income, and we multiply our wealth. So my name is LaKeisha Mallett. I'm your partner in prosperity. I want to wish you all an amazing day. Again, I'll share that link in the description box for those of you who desire to get your copy of Plan to Prosper. But be positive, be prosperous. Bye bye. Have an amazing day.